Alrighty, we are back with the White Stallions of Lipizza, Chapter 15, Special Assignment. While Hans was in the depths of despair, sitting among the tired old men in the library, Colonel Podhashki was having a jolly visit with the director of Vienna's great opera house. The two men were old friends. Each admired the other, and all Vienna admired them both. After the handshaking and the first pleasantries were over, the director, a roly-poly man, lowered his weight carefully into one of the delicate Baroque chairs. His steely eyes glinted and his tongue brushed his whiskers as if already he were tasting the success of his plan. "Alois," he began, familiarly, "it's June, a time for love and laughter, a time when tragic opera should give way to gaiety and happy endings. And so," his shiny pink face broke into a beatific smile, "we next play The Girl of the Golden West." "I know," the colonel nodded. "The American opera. We have tickets, my wife and I." Good. Now comes the reason I am here." The director leaned forward until the fragile chair gave a squeak of protest. He went on, unmindful. "The beautiful Madame Giritza will be the star." He kissed his fingertips and blew the kiss heavenward. "And in the last scene she must sing her final aria while sitting on a motionless white horse." A smile played at the colonel's lips. He began to suspect what his visitor had in mind. "Could it be," the director pulled out a snowy white handkerchief and blotted the beads of sweat on his forehead, "that you would lend us your courbature, the one who can make so many jumps on his hind feet?" The colonel frowned ever so slightly. "Why Borina?" "Because that fellow should be so tired by night he would stand still as a statue. You see, Alois, when Giritza is an accomplished horsewoman, she forgets all else when she sings. It would be most embarrassing if, because of a nervous horse, she came a cropper before 5 galleries of her fans. So they're afraid she's gonna fall off her horse." The colonel laughed heartily, then his face grew serious. He walked thoughtfully over to the sofa and sat down next to his dachshund. His friend, the air director, was asking a great deal. After all, Borina was a star in his own right. He was accustomed to order and routine. Besides, theaters were drafty places. Dangerous, too, with electric cords to stumble over and people flying around waving scripts and moving scenery. Air director wisely did not interrupt. Intently he watched the colonel's face. On the other hand, the colonel was thinking, "I never like to stand in the way of my children's success. Borina has great histrionic ability." Aloud he said, This could be a new star in his crown." The director smacked his lips in glee. "But," the colonel shook his head, "I have no extra hand to stay with him backstage, to watch over him like a mother, to keep him out of drafts." "Perhaps, Alois, all it needs is some trustworthy boy to lead him the short distance to the opera house. As we are barely 300 meters away, Borina would be in the streets for moments only. Another thing, Alois, off stage, Madame Giritza would devote herself wholly to him. She admires Le Pen's and airs so greatly." The colonel mused again. "I will have to consult with my stable master. He may know of someone." The colonel stood up abruptly. "You will hear from me in the morning." It was long past the evening. Oh, yeah, do you think they know someone? I think they do. It was long past the evening meal when Hans finally went home from the library. His place was still set at the table, and the lentil soup was being kept warm for him. Young Jacques greeted him excitedly, waving a square envelope which he had snatched from the table. "Look, Hans, open it!" Frau Hapt was excited too. "It came by special messenger." She took the letter from Jacques and propped it against Hans's napkin ring. So here's the two famous men discussing. And here's the opera singer on a white horse. Let's see what Hans got in his letter. Oh, here's Hans opening his letter. All right. Hans's eye caught his own name, and up in the corner were the two words, Spanish Richelieu. His heart raced madly. Whatever the letter said, he wanted it all to himself. His mother read his mind. "Anna and Henry have gone to the kino to see the American picture," she said, "and Jacques is going to help me hang fresh, clean curtains in both bedrooms. Come, Jacques, we go upstairs." I don't want to! The boy's voice mounted as he was pulled up the stairway, then faded as the door clicked shut. Hans reached for the letter. He opened the envelope and took out a sheet of white paper. In the moment of delay before he unfolded it, he breathed a prayer. Then alone, in the glare of the naked electric bulb, he read the few lines, read them over again. They were not like typewritten words at all. He could hear the colonel's deep, vibrant voice saying them. "Dear Hans Hapt, We have a temporary assignment which might interest you. That is, if you feel fully capable of walking maestoso Barina to and from the Opera House for the duration of the forthcoming production. The Stallion is to be on stage a short time only, but will need constant watchfulness. Rehearsals are to begin at once. Therefore, we must hear from you at once. In view of the great responsibility which would be entrusted to you, we will require a letter of recommendation from a respected citizen of Vienna. I remind you again that the assignment is temporary and of a very exacting nature. It was signed with a beautiful flowing signature, Podhashki. For one alarming second, Hans's knees gave way, then joy surged through him. He longed suddenly to share it. Mama, Jacques, come! Jacques nearly fell down the stairs in his haste, and his grandmother was not far behind. Look! He held out the letter for them to read, to share in his glory. Afterward, he raced to the library. Who else but Fraulein Morgan should write the letter of recommendation? I think the librarian is a good choice for that.